Hello everybody, and today we will be discussing if Fortnite Chapter 6 is actually good. And in my honest opinion, I think they actually cooked with this newest chapter. But first, before we talk about Chapter 6, we're gonna have to hit a little bit of a recap of the chapter we just experienced. Chapter 5. Well, I think that whole chapter had a bunch of problems. Yeah, like those problems. I feel like overall, this chapter just had a bunch of seasons where the items were way too overpowered, or they nerfed them so far into the ground that at that point you shouldn't even use them. So that chapter just had too many issues, and I feel like Chapter 6 was for sure a new leaf that we needed. That and how the map looks, I feel like that's something Chapter 5 didn't really do that well, unlike Chapter 6, and I'll tell you how amazing Chapter 6 is. The map, oh my god, the map looks beautiful, and everything just seems more brighter and colorful than what it did in Chapter 5. Like, if you compare like the grass from this season to season 1 of Chapter 5, there's a major difference. Not only that, with the POIs that it has, they look so different, but like almost the same. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It's not like Chapter 5 where almost all the locations look the same. This one actually feels like there's like diversity, even if it's just like, matching one theme. This is also one of the biggest maps we've had up to date, and the most locations we've had for the first season. And honestly, I like every location. There isn't a spot where I wouldn't want to land ever, and I wouldn't care on landing anywhere. Like, usually there's a spot like, oh, I don't want to land here because I don't like it, or I need to land here because I need the medallion. No, this map and the POIs and how they handled medallions this season, it's so much more balanced than the other ones, because it's not like you need to go land at the medallions. They're almost optional now. It's not like you need to land at that POI to have that medallion and almost a guarantee win. Now let's move on from the map and go to the battle pass, and let me say that this battle pass is amazing. Like, every skin just looks really good. There's not a single skin, actually. There might be one skin that doesn't look that good, but otherwise I think the other ones are amazing. And the collabs that they added for this season, like Baymax and Godzilla, actually match the theme of this season. Sometimes the collabs are kind of out there, like this and this, but this time it was really on theme because Godzilla is, Japanese based, and Baymax is as well. I feel like I could see myself wearing every single one of these skins and the items, like the pickaxes and the gliders. I feel like every item was made really good. Like, the gliders look amazing, and when you use them, they're amazing as well. Like, there's not a single glider in here which it doesn't look that bad. Now let's move on to the gameplay aspect of Chapter 6. The gameplay for Chapter 6 is actually really good. It reminds me of the old days of Fortnite, or of Chapter 1, or not too old, like Chapter 3 and 2, on how there would be so many items to choose and you wouldn't know what you would want in your inventory. Like how in Chapter 1 there would be the grappler or the junk rift or rift to goes, or in Chapter 2 where there would be the cow catcher or the alien stuff that I remember in Chapter 2 Season 7. I don't remember the name. Or in Chapter 3 where there would be tents that you could grab stuff from inside from previous matches, or the splash, I would have to look at the name. I'll put it on the screen right now. Those items, I feel like that's what defines Fortnite, or not defines, makes Fortnite different compared to other games. It always has some sort of weird items that people could use in game to change the pace of the game, like how in this chapter, or this season specifically, there are the sprites where one would heal you, or you could have the wind sprite where that one just gives you movement. And I think that's something that, players would be like, oh, should I grab this one or the other one? Or how they added different types of Oni mask, like the fire Oni mask and the void Oni mask. I feel like those are amazing, because like the fire Oni mask isn't too overpowered because it goes slow and you could dodge it, but if you do end up hitting someone, it does 100 damage. Or the void Oni mask is a great movement item. Yes, it might be a little bit frustrating when someone runs away with you with them, but recently they have nerfed the distance, so you could end up going to go chase them. A gameplay aspect that they borrow from themselves is from Chapter 4, which are augments, but in this season they are instead called boons, which I feel like are a different good version of them, because you could find them on these like little spires where you have to bring a sprite there. I feel like everybody could get it. And sometimes you could get them out of these elemental chests, and they're not too overpowered, but they do help you out a little bit, like a water boon, which heals you, or the fire boon, which makes you reload faster. I feel like those are like not too overpowered, but they do end up helping you if you really do need it. And like in every chapter, they always introduce some new movement type, which this season was wall kicking, wall rolling, and like this super jump. And honestly, the movement feels good. It doesn't feel like it like interrupts your gameplay whenever you're building. I mean, the super jumps, like when you jump off to try to do a side jump, it is a little bit annoying, but it's something you could just get over. And I guess the last thing that I want to talk about are the bosses. And this chapter, they really made them feel like an actual boss and not like a bot that you just have to sit there and shoot with, and they just shoot their gun back at you. No, this time some of these bosses have phases. Actually, no, all of these bosses have phases, and they'll do different attacks on you. Like the samurai, the demon samurai, he shoots these fire Oni mask at you, which like hone in onto you, and you have to dodge them. And then he starts spewing out fire from the ground, and he teleports around and uses his sword, and that makes it feel like you're fighting an actual boss, and it's not boring where you're just shooting your gun at the boss. It actually makes you think, and I really enjoy that. This is post-editing B, and I just wanted to mention how hit scan is back and how I am glad it's back, because I just don't think bullet drop belongs in a game like Fortnite. And let's go back to the video. Overall, I am really enjoying this chapter, and there's still more to come, like Godzilla roaming the map and everything, and there's still a bunch of different things I'm pretty sure Fortnite has to offer, like Winterfest. Winterfest is right around the corner, and we just have to wait to see what they deliver with that. There are the other game modes that I do want to talk about, like OG and Ballistic and that new Lego mode, but I think I'll save that for another video. And especially OG, I think Fortnite OG is going to be my next video that I'll post, talking about is it good or bad that it has returned. I'll probably make another video talking about simple edit and if it's good for the community. Is it basically macros or something? I feel like that's something to discuss over too, so I'll make a video over that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want more content like this, just like and subscribe so I know to keep this up, and I'll see y'all next time.